Okay, so we're going to start off with some kinesiology and see what your subconscious is telling me. Can you raise an arm for me, nice and straight? I'm going to push here, you're going to hold up and hold. Okay, and this one, and hold. Lovely. Can you raise a leg? I'm going to push and hold. It's not wanting to come over to the right yet. Let's see how it is coming down. I've got you, I've got you. And you see when I'm doing this and your whole head moves with it, so it shouldn't really be moving that much, but because this is so tight, it's bringing the head like this. So when I'm pushing here, the whole thing is coming over. Whereas what should happen is it should do that. Just going to have a feel of the spine. There's a crunch there, yeah.
Come in, thank you.
And how are you?
Good, yeah. Doing good.
Having a good summer?
Yes, although the weather isn't really cooperating.
Not yet. Maybe it will now.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're here for a core therapy and a couple of other bits and bobs today. Anything I need to be focusing on? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Same as always, it's mostly neck tension with me. The jaw's been a lot better recently. I know it came up the last 2 times, I think. That seems to be better, and I think it might be that I'm sleeping better and I'm just not grinding or clenching as much.
Good.
Yeah.
So I've just done a little jaw course called a TMJ. So this joint is called the temporomandibular joint, TMJ. And it's accountable for so much that can go wrong in the body. Yes, clenching and grinding. Now, often we clench and grind because the TMJ is in the wrong place. So it's either too tight on one side, too loose on the other, or it can be twisted, or it can be clamped. And there's a couple of tests you can do to find out if it's behaving, let's say. So one thing is to see if you can put 3 fingers this way round in your mouth, because it depends whether you can open your jaw. It's quite hard. Yeah, so you can do that, okay? Another thing is, not that I've got a spoon here, but get a dessert spoon and hold the stem of the spoon between your lips, not between your teeth, and then see if you can hold it up or not. I can't do that. I find that really heavy, unless my dessert spoons are really heavy, maybe. They're all different weights, aren't they? So it depends on the weight of the spoon. And another thing is to see if you are clenching, is if you were to stick your tongue out, you know, like in TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, tongue diagnosis, if it's scalloped round the edge, that means that you're clenching, because the tongue, when we clench, is a muscle, so it fills the gap. It swells, if you like, and it will fit in between each tooth and end up with that scalloped edge. Do you want me to have a look at your tongue?
Okay.
Okay, no, I don't think it's scalloped.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So that's a good thing. But I haven't got a comparison because I don't know we didn't do this before.
Yeah.
But that's a good sign. And you could get your 3 fingers in there. So that's a really good sign. And during core therapy, I'm sure it'll come up if the TMJ does need some realignment, which we'll do. But I've got something I'd like to do with you today. And I don't think I'll do it straight away, but we'll do some assessments first, and then I'm going to get you to sit on the couch and I'm going to give you something I have never recorded on my channel or for you, and it's called a head release. not a neck release so much, a head release. So we're going to have a little play at that.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're all excited.
I'm always so excited for core. It's my favourite. So I mean, I love all of your stuff. Like, I love reflexology too, and the cupping, but the core is always my favourite, especially when you do the neck at the end.
Really?
It feels so good.
Yeah. You see, some people dread that bit.
Really?
Because their necks are so bad, it's just incredibly painful.
Goodness.
I mean, I'm one of those people. So if I go for a core therapy, and neck release is always at the very end of a treatment, so you're sort of lulled into a beautiful state of relaxation during the treatment, and then you know the neck's coming. And the therapist gets their fingers into your neck, and you're like, tears streaming down your face. But it's got to happen, and you just trust them that they're doing the right thing, and then you feel so much better afterwards.
It's worth it, isn't it, at the end? It's the best.
One little thing.
Okay. Oh, yes.
So, let's pick a card.
Okay. Decisions. Let's see which one calls out. I always like finding the hidden ones. That one there. That really hidden one. Don't run. Please run away. Got him. There we go. Silence.
Silence. Maybe that's telling me to talk less today. I'll talk less.
In the silence of my inner being, in the stillness of my home of peace, I ponder the greatness of my existence and the truly endless love and power I have within me.
Love and power.
That's lovely. Oh, I think it's my favourite one yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Silence is golden, and it really is. Right.
Thank you. Put on this side. Thank you.
Would you like to lie down? Okay.
Oh, I'm already getting sleepy.
So I do have the heated couch blanket back on the bed. I did take it off for summer, but it got cold, so I've put it back on. Would you like the electric on? Would you like it on?
Yes, please.
But do tell me if it gets too toasty, won't you?
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start off with some kinesiology and see what your subconscious is telling me. Can you raise an arm for me, nice and straight? I'm going to push here, you're going to hold up and hold. Okay, and this one, and hold. Lovely. Can you raise a leg? I'm going to push and hold. Hey, that's good. And this side and hold. Hey.
It feels sturdier than usual.
It does.
Ooh.
So 2 together, this arm and this leg, and hold. Hey, Melissa, and hold. Okay, so you can tell the difference there, yeah. So I'm just having a little feel of your sacroiliac, see if there's a strain there. Oh, is that? Oh, sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. It's nice pain.
And hold. There you go. So I'm just going to keep updating my notes. Okay, this arm and this leg, and hold. Okay, and the others, and hold. Okay, so there's a lot of waving around, yeah? So, jaw, can you put 2 fingers there? And come back to this and hold. Oh my goodness. Amazing. So these 2 fingers over there and hold. Wow, such a difference after us talking about the TMJ. So 2 fingers, it doesn't matter which hand there, and hold. Not so much. Okay, so it's that side. So then this hand, yeah, over here. And hold. No. Okay. So we found a weakness, both sides, when we did a contralateral test. And if it's bilateral, so both sides of the opposites, then I know it's going to be the jaw. Okay? So it's this and this you can't do. i.e. walking.
Okay, right.
Yeah. And it means that it's the jaw that governs being able to do both sides, yeah, both opposites. So then we tested with each hand with each test. So we had to do 4 of them, and it transpired that it's only your left TMJ that's out of alignment. The right is okay, which is interesting because normally one side affects the other because it's all linked, you know. So with the mandible and all the muscles round here, this is what I found out on this course recently. All the muscles in the face and round the cranium, the temporals, and then the masseter, and there's so much to it actually. So I'm going to have a little feel first of all to just check if I can sense that the left ear has descended or too tight and twisted. And then I'm just going to have some time giving you a little qigong in a TMJ release to warm and relax both sides of the jaw muscles, and then have some sense of whether it's been corrected or not. And then we'll go back to this test and see if it's performing.
Okay.
So, I mean, during a treatment, I wouldn't normally give all of this detail, but I know people might be interested that what I can feel immediately is that it's coming round this way. So the head is almost, I'm exaggerating, but facing that way. And the left side feels solid. So it feels quite tight, and as if the muscle, it hasn't bulked up, it's almost done the opposite. It's quite flat and receded, but there's no softness to it. So what I'm doing now, just with my thenar muscle of the base of my thumbs, I'm creating some warmth there, tuning into the energy and the physical structure. And then very, very gently, just with intention, sending some equilibrium. And I'm now feeling that the jaw is tuning into the rest of the body, in that when we breathe, everything should expand and contract in a beautiful wave-like motion. And it's just starting to do that. is coming now. So the right side, which feels absolutely fine, it is sort of moving in a rolling manner, softening and then expanding. It's almost like a circular fashion. It's probably to do with the Vishuddhi chakra at the throat, which gently spins like a vortex. Okay, you back with me? Sorry. Okay, can you raise this arm for me and raise this leg and hold? Yay. And hold. Brilliant. Awesome. Now, I'm going to use this opportunity to do the head release. So, can you slowly, because you're probably feeling quite tranquil, sit up on the couch and hang your legs over the other side. Okay, so I'm just going to take the weight very gently of your head. So I'm supporting from underneath, from around the zygomatics, the cheekbones, temporals, and gently with each breath just let go a little more. So I've got the weight of the head, heavy, heavy, heavy. And now I'm just going to go with where the head wants to go. Very minimal movement at first. That's really good. There's going to be nothing sudden or sharp. It's all soft, slow, and flowing. That's lovely. I've got you, the whole weight of your head. And what tends to happen with this is the head likes going to one particular place. Normally, the place of that area of the neck which is softest without strain. And that's fine, because I know with core therapy that we work with where's good and soft, and that will flow its goodness up to any areas of strain and tightness, therefore softening the whole body. And then we can work on that tight area as well. Here we go. just the odd tiny little creak and crunch, just minimal feelings in the cranium. It's not wanting to come over to the right yet. Let's see how it is coming down. I've got you, I've got you. That's good. And then tilting down to the left. Looking up to the ceiling. Now, during one of these head releases, you may well be more in tune with seeing colours behind your closed eyelids. And you'll be very aware of your body, of your mind, and your head, and how it's feeling. Beautiful. Beautiful. And coming back up to the centre. Gently taking the weight again. Okay, you can lie back down when you're ready. I've gone all watery-eyed.
Oh, it felt lovely. Oh. Makes you realise how much weight the head has.
Okay, so stomach. Can I just do a little stomach test?
Decided to be brave with the stomach today.
Okay,
So.
we're brave. Can I have a little feel? Yeah. So as well as being brave, can we be soft? Oh, that's better. Okay. And then can you put 2 fingers where mine are, just touching your ICV, the iliosacral valve, and then raising an arm. A bit lower than that. I'm going to push here and hold. Okay. It's not too bad, but there's a little bit of weakness there. So I might just open it for you and then move on to other things.
Okay.
Yeah? So you can release your hand. Okay. 3 deep. I'm going to need to undo your button.
Okay.
Is that okay? And I'll just turn it in like that. Okay. 3 deep breaths. So because the area is quite tight, I'm just having given the intention of opening the ICV, I'm now just sending it some Qigong energy to also soften from behind in your pelvis and to the front here. Just picturing the valve relaxing, realigning, loosening its grip so that it's able to open and close as it needs to. That's good. Okay, so can you get those two fingers again and just touch here? Yeah? Mm-hmm. And then a straight arm and hold. Oh.
So does it usually open and close normally, but some people's it just gets a bit rigid? Is that?
So imagine a tube, and inside the tube, in this particular place, there are flaps. And these flaps allow correct movement of food in one direction. And sometimes those flaps can get blocked with a nugget of food and they close, or the flaps can be blocked open with food, or there can be impingement from the outside of the tube resting on that valve from another area close by, and therefore there's a blockage because of outside, or the whole tube and the valve can be twisted, like the whole thing, because of something from outside, or because the food hasn't passed through correctly and it's made that happen. So there can be torsion, twisted. So all these things can happen. It can be very painful, and because of where it is, a lot of people think it's appendix.
That's what I was thinking.
Because the appendix is just below this area on the right hand side, but actually it's on a daily basis, with just most of us dealing with daily food and normal health, that valve needs to be opening and closing as it needs to, with the chime, as food is called at this stage, going through in that one direction. But if it's not behaving, then there can be gases, there can be pain, it can be acute or dull ache. But to open it is so easy, and we can be doing it to ourselves. We don't have to go to a therapist to get it done. You can do it yourself. So just open it in the correct manner, in that way, from tummy button towards the hip point, coming out. And there's another valve the other side that can be corrected in the same way, called the Houston valve.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But all good, all good. So when you're ready, you can do your button up and turn over. Okay, so one more test and then you can relax, Melissa. Can you bend your knee and raise the knee off the couch? I'm going to push here and hold. Okay, so not as good as it could be. Can you raise this side and raise the knee up and hold? Okay, same again. So that's really difficult, isn't it? So you mentioned your neck when you first arrived, and that's what that double glute max test and fail can show. It's the C2, cervical 2, the second bone down, which is quite a biggie. So I'm just anchoring it, therapy localizing it, so that the body, the subconscious, knows to get on with healing it. And then I'm going to do lots of different things to help sort it out. So onto the tweener. So I'm feeling some tightness here in between the scapula. So, Melissa, what I might do today is, I don't think I've done this with you before either, is some massager. It's a machine to help me more deeply massage in the middle of doing the tweener into the back and between the shoulders. Would that be okay?
Yeah, I'm happy. I can feel how tight it is as well.
How tight it is.
Yeah.
Are you feeling it here?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see when I'm doing this and your whole head moves with it, so it shouldn't really be moving that much, but because this is so tight, it's bringing the head like this. So when I'm pushing here, the whole thing is coming over. Whereas what should happen is it should do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know with core therapy that the neck can be tight because of the glutes and hip misalignment. So that's why I'm working so much with the glute maximus and medius, medius up here, maximus down here, to try and release any torsion that's happening with the sacrum and therefore the whole pelvic girdle with the iliac crests and the main hip bones. But this rocking is really good. So not only am I working on the lumbar here and the lower thoracics, but by working on this area, it's rocking the pelvis, and therefore the pelvis is getting a really good repatterning. The pelvis loves being rocked, just like a baby. We go back to the crib, back to our mother's arms, and having that beautiful feeling of being looked after and cared for. So it is quite strong. Let me know if it's too much, won't you? Is it all right? Yeah. Is that all right?
Yeah.
So I should feel your spine softer now. It should feel looser. Yeah, it does. So this area feels better, doesn't it? Less tight there. Kidneys have had a good massage. Shoulder blades, even on the scapula itself. And then in between the scapula and the spine, this soft area. Still a bit firm here. Okay, let's have a look at you. Moving well. Oh, that's good. A lot better. Great. Oh, that's moving there. I'm pushing quite firmly, so it will feel quite strong, but it's moving. It's great. On the pelvis and sacrum. Okay, relax. Clicky toe. Feels like it's clicking around the front. Down the inside, yes. Piriformis stretch. Let go, I've got you. Let go. That's it. Good. Okay. Sacral float, which brings it all together. It's just the most amazing sensation. You just feel cared for. It's like entering a really, really safe space. And one where your body wants to be. And from that safe space, we can relax and let the body heal. That beautiful word that Melissa picked earlier. Silence. Connecting cranium to sacrum. Feeling and visualizing the energy travelling up and down the spine, connecting the two. Utter bliss. on the roof of the bothy. And then feeling into those spinal processes, 7 along the neck. And whenever I feel one that's tight, I just give it a little extra time. T1 is quite tight there. Well done, you're doing really well. Yeah. Okay, relax, 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 relax. That's it. Let it go, let it go. Let that spinal process just turn another millimetre. Really good. I know it's a very strange pain. You're doing so well. So I'm picking up the muscle now, the sternocleidomastoid, feeling into what the muscle is doing, whether it's tight in one side or at the top, which it is. Not surprising because of the jaw. So I'm just going to massage it by actually picking it up and moving it where it joins the head. Can be quite tight and bulky, so I'm rolling it one side to the other. Rotating it and a stretch. This will really help with neck alignment and reducing or even getting rid of any neck pain, headaches, any TMJ issue with the jaw. The sternocleidomastoid is such an important muscle that really needs therapy to relax it and help it do its job more effectively. Well done. And another couple of neck releases, so coming up in between the occiput and the C1, allowing the head to descend. Heavy, heavy, just let go, let go, let go. Stretch. And then I'm going to come down a vertebra just under the C2, and it tends to tilt far more easily at this place, part way down the neck. bit further down, C4. The neck is accommodating this movement, it's really good. And then working into the trapezius top, pushing it down. And the shoulder point, and stretching the head away. For a whole body stretch. So I've just got a couple of retests to do. Can I have this arm and this leg together and hold? Yes. Can I have these and hold? Really strong. And hold. Really good. So this one was good, but I'd like it to be even better. So I'm just going to have a little feel. Is that still sore like it was earlier?
No. No.
Okay, same again. And hold. No. I can remember this with you before. Sometimes you love the treatment so much you go into a sort of floaty state, which is great. But for doing retests afterwards. Okay, let's have another. So leg up a bit higher. I'm going to push and hold. There we go. You okay? Well, thank you for coming. I hope you feel good.
Thank you for having me.